Well, good morning. It's a little early. I didn't film before Thursday morning, so here we are, uh, posting for the week on the day of, and that is just fine. Welcome back if you've been here before. If not, welcome for the first time. My name's Kara, and I use this YouTube channel to document a 1 year long project, a low buy, that is helping me to keep a tight budget, which is helping me to pay off my student loans. And so, yeah, this month, August, I was going to do more of a week by week check in on how keeping my budget is actually going. And so last week, I shared that just the start of the month went well and even had a little boon to it because I sold a vehicle. Um, and so this week was sort of a not getting paid week, not really any income events, just, and not even any outgoing events, which is great. So my bills had already been paid, and this week was one of those where the goal was really to just keep my low buy rules, which primarily means leaving access to cards and money at home and not succumbing to any impulse buys. I am sort of a recovering spender, and I like to buy like snacks through the day or just not. I don't know. The funny thing is, like, I don't go on shopping sprees. I don't want to go to the mall. God, no. But I just I like the feeling of not having to worry. And I used to buy things as a way to temporarily experience, I don't have to worry about money. Look, I can spend money and it's no big deal. However, once I realized I'm looking for that experience of not having to worry about money, um, actually spending any money is the opposite way. That is not the way that I will ever actually get to a place in life where I don't have to worry as much. So, this past week has gone well. I left my wallet at home most days, and on the days when I did carry it, I took the cards out of it. I needed it like to have my ID with me for other reasons. Um, and it's gone well. At work, my birthday is coming up, and so at work 2 days ago, even though it was early, they presented me with my birthday card, that many of my coworkers had signed, which is really sweet, and I like that we do this for each other. And I had forgotten that a $10 gift card would be tucked in there, which was really convenient because on the day that I got that card, I was in the middle of working what turned out to be a very, very, for some reason, harder than usual 12-hour day. And I can count on having at least one and sometimes two 12-hour days in the week. And this one was totally expected, and I knew when I went to work that morning, I'm probably going to have a 12-hour day. So eat enough, bring some water with you, bring a snack with you. Um, and yet I still I found the day kind of getting under my skin, and I felt the grind of it. And so to get that gift card actually felt really, really sweet. And I bought a snack, taking one 12-minute break that day. I went and bought some ground beef from the meat department and ate it sitting out on a picnic table in the parking lot. And I don't care who saw me, but that's how I eat. And it was really what I needed. So anyway, days happen like that, and there are these unexpected little gifts, and yeah. I was thinking about my budget and how this month, at the end of the month, I'm going to share more of a detailed breakdown of exactly what costs were, exactly what income was, and kind of this breakdown. And my credit card bill that I paid last week was shockingly high this month. And so, I mean, I'll explain it again then, but I just have been thinking about it right now that, because of the way the pandemic has put a strain on the meat supply, I have been in touch with the family business that usually is my sole source of meat, Woods Meat Processing, and I told the story of how weeks ago I called them, made my order as usual, and then they told me it would be 6 weeks to get it. And usually it's, come in 3 days. So I had to cover some grocery budget by going to the regular grocery store, and that was fine. Didn't taste as good though. And then when those orders came, they both came in late July. And I had expected the one to show up and then have 2 or 3 weeks and the other to show up. But, when it rains, it pours, and both orders were ready at the same time. So I spent 2 months food budget on my credit card in the last week of July and then paid it in the first week of August. And so that's like a really big hit in 1 month. But I am really happy still because I did like an inventory. How much ground beef do I have? How many steaks do I have? Now, how many, I like pork shoulder steaks as well, and I got a few of those. And I actually bought some oxtail roasts because they were very cheap, and oxtail is delicious. Like, slow cook it and like get it to the point where it's just falling off of those bones. And then there's so much collagen, and like, I don't know why it's cheap. It's delicious. But I'll take it. And so I got a few of those, and I actually had so much all of a sudden that I needed to ask my family to help me by sharing some freezer space at their houses. And they were gracious enough to let me do that. And so I've inventoried, and I don't think I need to shop for food again until late October. So I got a few months possibly of food for 2 months budget. So I think I'm sitting pretty well. It is strange not to have it all at my house. There's a feeling of like, oh gosh, it's not real. It's not in front of my eyes. But it is going to be okay. And it should last late into October, eating the way that I tend to eat, which is 1 pound to 1.5 pounds a day. There was something else I wanted to mention about that. Oh, right. Because in late September, I had bought half a pig and it will be ready. And so I won't be I won't be buying any more meat probably for the year, which is fantastic. So it looks like probably the fall this year for me will be a whole lot of pork, roasts and steaks and sausage and whatnot, and that will be great. There will be a small cost associated with the pig at that point because I've paid a deposit on it, and at the end of its time, I'll be paying the farmer and I'm not sure what facility they're going to go to. There are a few small ones around here, but anyway, there's a fee associated with the slaughter, and I'm just going to pay enough to get the pig slaughtered and halved, and then I'm taking my half pig, and my dad and I are going to butcher it. So I'm going to try to save some costs there and know exactly what I've got to play Tetris with in my freezer. So anyway, there will be an enormous credit card bill to stare at when we look at my budget breakdown for August, but that's a big part of why, and I'm set for food probably till late October, and then the pig will likely cover the rest of the year. I don't know why not. So it's just numbers that we'll stare at this month, and the reality that it means is actually fantastic. A good situation. What else is going on? It's early morning. I'm having my coffee in my room. It's quiet up here today. My housemate took a trip. He went camping, so normally there's some slight background music playing, but he's not here, and I don't know if he would be up yet anyway, but so yeah, I think that's the check-in. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you've had a good week, and I'll see you next week.